So today we're going to work on the sequence and series creation. It's pretty self-explanatory, so you don't have to put up with me for very much. But it says for each part, create a sequence with the given characteristics and answer each of the questions that follow. Now, you are not allowed to pick any numbers that are 0 or 1. That is the rule. Whether it's for the initial term or for the common difference or for the, well, you can't pick 0 in a geometric sequence. It just won't work. And you also can't pick 1 for your R value because then it would neither be increasing or decreasing. So stay away from 0, 1, and -1. So for the first one, arithmetic increasing. What does it mean to have an arithmetic increasing sequence? It increases by the same amount. It's linear, and your D is your D value, your common difference, if it increases, would have to be. So you're going to increase infinitely all the time. What is D? D is just the slope. And I said you're not allowed to pick 0 or 1. So what would be an increasing slope value? 2 or 7 or 8.3 or my favorite number, 1.687. Why not? The square root of pi? No reason. It does. 42, there's a good D. All right, so the explicit equation is dn plus a sub 0. What's the trick with that? A sub 0 is not part of the sequence. A sub 1 is the first number you pick. A sub 0 is 1d less than that. Okay, go down. Arithmetic decreasing. So once again, it's still linear, but how do you create a decreasing arithmetic sequence? Your D has to be negative. You're subtracting, and also -1 is not allowed. No zeros and no ones or -1s. Okay, same formulas. When you get down to these problems, the formula for that is n times a sub 1 plus a sub n over 2. And remember, these are the movie theater problems. How many seats are in a movie theater? Well, you take the first row and the last row, and you take the average of the two. So find out the first number, which will always be right there. And then the last number in the list. How do you find the last number in the list? If you know the formula for the movie theater, how many seats are in the last row? How about for this one? How would you find the last row? Put 7 into the explicit equation. So you plug 7 in there, and then you times it by 7. That's the number of rows. So the arithmetic summation formula is the number of rows times the average of the first and last row. And then all the other problems are geometric. Once again, you're not allowed to pick 0 or 1. What does a finite geometric increasing sequence look like? So geometric means the pattern is exponential, so we're multiplying. And how do you increase exponentially? Well, what is it about the ratio that makes a sequence increase? We're multiplying by a number bigger than 1. So you can times by 2 or 3 or 4, or my favorite number, 1.687. You'll have to watch the video and see if I said the same number twice. You know, 48.3% of all statistics are made up on the spot. He's quick. You know, those things the kids say about you in the hall, they're not all true. Okay, so so all future generations watching this video will wonder who I'm talking about. So finite geometric, finite means it doesn't go on forever. Infinite goes on forever, finite does not. Geometric means we're multiplying. And increasing means that we're multiplying by a number greater than 1. So we're multiplying by 5 or 6 or 8.3 or something like that. So the explicit equation for geometric is a sub 1 times r to the n minus 1, and then you just adapt it to your particular case. And then the summation formula is a sub 1 times 1 minus r to the n over 1 minus r. And that's how you add up the first 13 or the first 18 or however many terms you want. Turn the page. What does it mean to be a finite geometric decreasing sequence? So we don't go on forever, that's finite. Geometric means we're multiplying. Decreasing means r is strictly between 0 and 1. Well, I guess it could be negative 1. I guess it didn't say it wasn't alternating, so that's true. Okay, what about geometric alternating? What does alternating mean? It bounces from negative to positive. And in this case, it doesn't say whether it has to be increasing or decreasing. So you could multiply by negative 4, it would be alternating increasing. Now, increasing just means moving away from 0. It doesn't necessarily mean getting bigger. It just means moving further away from 0. So an alternating decreasing sequence would be like negative 1/2, where the numbers you're multiplying by are getting closer and closer, or the answers you get when you multiply by r are getting closer and closer to 0. Okay, and then at the end, a convergent infinite geometric sequence. What must happen in order for a sequence to be convergent? The r value has to be between 1 and negative 1. And if it converges, then we can add up all of the terms, and we end up getting some real number. Now, it could alternate. It doesn't matter if it alternates. It's decreasing, which means if you add them all up, all the way to infinity, you're going to get some real number. And the formula for that is a sub 1 over 1 minus r. If it converges. If it diverges, then the answer is either infinity, negative infinity, or if it alternates, it would be bounced between infinity and negative infinity. And then you have 3 questions to answer at the end. They are yes or no. All right? Have fun. Good luck.